Hi everyone. So welcome to our channel actually, and from today we are going to start the session and the series about the automation script actually. Okay. So in that we will have I think we are planning actually 4 to 5 recorded sessions for this one. Okay. But the first session will be on the introductions of the automation script. That means what exactly is the automation script, how it is working into the Maximo, what are the launch points we have right into the Maximo. So that's all the introductory part, and after that we are seeing actually one by one what exactly one launch point is doing, what is the different things are there into the launch point, what are the events we have with each launch point, and after that we are going to see about one by one examples of it. Okay, so the first lecture actually where, as I told you, we are just seeing the introductory part of the Maximo automation script actually what exactly it is. So if you see, I have some document where you can see, right, the automation script is a powerful lightweight customization tool, right? So in another thing actually, right, other OOB things of the Maximo where we will have the Java customizations and all, right? So instead of the Java customization, most of the things we can achieve from the automation scripts, right? And another things as well, whatever we have like escalation, cron task, workflow, condition expression manager, condition monitoring, all these things, right? Signature options, security group, okay? And in the application designer, database configuration. If something is not, we cannot achieve by using that OOB functionalities of the Maximo, then we are mostly using the automation script. Okay, and as it is mentioned here, actually the automation script is powerful, lightweight customizations tools, right? Where we are doing we can do multiple customizations, right? By using the coding language or by writing the codes, we can say, right? The things is actually, if you see here, the codes which we can write, that will be either in the Python, Jython, JavaScript, whatever the language which you can prefer. That also we are seeing into the Maximo instance actually what exactly the languages which we are using for that one, right? So I'll go into that one and I'll show you. Okay. But before that, actually, we are just seeing here why exactly we are using the automation script, right? So actually most of the things, whenever we are doing Java customization, so then we need to do some Java coding, and after that we need to deploy some ER file and all, right? So that we no need to do here actually if we are using the automation script. It is directly on the UI, whatever we need to do, it is editable and directly we can test it into the UI only, right? So the writing and testing both things are easy here. That's why most of the time we are using prefer it instead of the Java customization, right? And as I told you, faster development and testing is there for this one, right? After that, upgrade is safe for this one, right? So if we are doing something in one of the environment, we can update it in another environment also, right? And it is supporting the reusability library script as well, right? So whatever OB class files, whatever we have, whatever the library we have, that we can use in another script as well, right? So these are the some basics things related to the automation script, right? But if you are going with the practical things and the launch points, whatever we have, right? So that also we are seeing now. So let me move to the Maximo screen now, right? If you see, we have mm option here, if you want to move to the automation script, okay, applications, we have options here, system configuration, platform configurations, and we can see all the configuration related applications here, right? In between these, you can see multiple applications, right? Database configuration, domains, and all these things, right? So mostly here we will find the automation script as well. Okay, so let me move to the automation script applications. So once I'm opening here, we will have all the existing automation script, whatever we have, right? Here we will have a list of that. But if you want to create the new automation script, then we have options here to create. So once I have clicked on this create options, I can see multiple options here, right? Script, where we have not any script, we are calling it as a script without launch point, right? So we don't have any launch point here. After that, we have object launch point, attribute launch point, action launch point, custom condition launch point, and script with the integrations. Okay, so basically, in this series, actually, whatever we have started from today, here we are seeing one by one what exactly is happening in one of the launch point, like what is happening into the object launch point and all, what is the happening on the attribute launch point. Okay, so before that, going into the deep, let me tell you what is meant by launch point, right? So launch point is nothing but from where that particular script will trigger. Okay, or in short we can see, or in short we can say the launch point is nothing but the triggering point of that particular script. Okay, so if here you see, here till here we can understand it is triggering based on that particular things actually, because we can see launch point here, here as well, right? But what is happening or with the script without launch point and why we are using it? Okay, the most of the time whatever code we are writing on the script without launch point is the code which we are adding for the reference, in the sense, or that particular script we are calling it from another script. Okay, suppose if I want to do something on the object launch point, and also I need to do something on another script, so I will call this particular launch point, actually whatever code I have written, the script without launch point, that script I will calling either into the object launch point, attribute launch point, and action launch point. Okay, or other in the condition launch point as well. Okay, so that is why we have here actually without launch point, and it will how it will trigger. Okay, so another launch point, if I am opening, let me open it, object launch point. Whenever you are opening the object launch point, you will see here options actually to give the launch point name, descriptions, the object, the which object we want to work on. Okay, for example, if you are working on the work order object, in the examples in the coming sessions, we are seeing actually what exactly how it is working. Okay, suppose if I am giving the work order object, right? And here we will have different types of events. This one also we are going to see. Okay, so if I'm saying object launch point and if I'm giving the object as the work order, so if something is happening in that particular work order, whole work order, it will going to trigger. Okay, for example, let me move. So now just think that I have created one script with the object launch point on the work order. Okay, so I'll go to the work order tracking applications. Okay, so if something is happening on that particular applications, okay, let me open the work order. Okay, so this is the work order I have opened, and all the attribute which you are seeing here, it's based mostly based on the work order object, right? If you see, if I am altering on this one, I can see the table name is work order and attribute name is WNM. So whatever the attribute which is part of the work order table or work order object, if something is happening with that one, this particular launch point will trigger. Suppose if I'm making any changes on the description, if I'm making any changes on the location, if I'm making any changes on the work type, status, failure class, anything, if I'm making any changes on that one and saving the record, the particular logic, whatever we have put it into the object launch point, it will trigger. Okay. If you have some questions regarding this one, just put it into the comment. We'll resolve it. Okay, regarding the object launch point. Okay, so as I told you, this is introductory session where we will just introduce over all the launch point, and in one by one we are going with the object launch point, attribute launch point, and all. So that time you will get into the details. Okay, let me move to the quickly on the another launch point called as a attribute launch point, right? So attribute launch point is nothing but, if you see here the difference between the object and attribute, while creating, we can see here we need to mention the object as well as the attribute. Suppose I have mentioned here work order, still I need to give the attribute name, right? So suppose if I'm giving the object name as a again work order, then it will ask me attribute related to that work order applications, right? You can see it is fetching here. Suppose if I am giving status, okay. So if I'm putting status here into the attribute launch point, so what will happen? Whenever something is happening on the status, then only this particular launch point will trigger. Okay. Suppose for example, if I am changing the status from wrapper to approve, then only this particular launch point will trigger, because this is on the attribute launch point. And if we want to do something specifically on the attribute, that we are that time we are using the attribute launch point. Okay. Here also we have different types of events that also we are going to cover. But as of now, as I told you, we are just seeing the launch point, what exactly it is working on and how it is working. Okay, so another third thing, if you see, we have action launch point, right? So in the multiple ways, we will have some actions actually, whether we are using it into the escalations or the workflow, or manually also if we have in the more actions, right? We have more actions into the one of the applications. And if you want to do something on that, if we are clicking on that more actions and some pop-up is populating, we are doing something on that one and saying okay, so something some action will happen. So once that action will happen, the code whatever you have written here, that will trigger. Okay, that either trigger from the escalation workflow or wherever you are using the actions. Okay, so at this time what is happening is here also you need to mention the object, and in the background what is happening, whenever you are creating the action launch point, automatically in the background one action will trigger, one action will create, right? So that action either you can add to the escalation workflow or wherever you want to use, right? So what will happen, whenever that particular actions will trigger, or whenever that particular actions is triggered from the either escalation or workflow, the code whatever we have written here in this particular script will trigger. Okay, so this is the related to the action launch point. Okay, after that we have script with the condition launch point, right? So it is basically working with the conditions whatever we have, right? For this one in details also we are seeing how conditions we are adding, what are the objects, how we are adding, and what exactly it is working, that one also we are explaining in the coming lectures. Okay, so again let me go with the another things, okay, which is last one, that is the script with the integration. So here if you see, for all of these we have launch point, but here we don't have any, right? Here it is just saying script with the integrations, right? So the in the integrations we are doing lot of things into the Maximo, right? We are sending the data, we are receiving the data, we are doing synchronous integration, asynchronous integrations, right? If we are doing something like we are sending the data or receiving the data, and if we want to do some manipulations on that particular data or while setting it or while sending it, that all things we are doing via the automation script with the integrations actually, right? For the integrations, OOB things also we have like processing rules and all, right? But if something is not achievable by that processing rules, that time we are using the script with the integrations. Okay. So here also we have a lot of options to create the script with the integrations. Either we can create for the object structure, okay. After that we can create from the publish channel, enterprise service, as well as the invocation channel as well, right? So whenever I'm saying object structure, it will ask me the object structure name on which I want to create the automation script, right? And also it will ask me whether it is for inbound, outbound, query clause or action processing, right? So similarly, if I'm saying it is for the publish channel, it will ask me for the publish channel name, and it will ask whether it is for the external exit, user exit or event filter, right? So all these things it will accordingly it will ask actually whether it is object structure, publish channel, enterprise service, invocation channel regarding that one, right? So these are the things related to the script with integrations. For these also we are seeing all the applications, one application with the object structure, one application with the publish channel, and going through like this enterprise service and invocation channel as well, right? So this is the introductions whatever we have related to the automation script. Okay, so the next lecture what I'm going to do, we are seeing the details of the script without launch point and object launch point. After that in the next lecture we will have attribute launch point. After that we will have whenever I'm saying attribute launch point, here we will have four example, five example. Okay, one is for the initialize access restriction, and another is for initialize value. After that, for validate, retrieve list, and run actions. So all these details lectures we are planning to do actually. Okay, so I'm just telling you, just stay tuned and just subscribe the channel so you will get the update, and also click on that bell icon as well. Okay, and if you like this one, just share it with your friends who are want to work with the Maximo. And if you have any questions or anything, just put it into the comment sections. Okay, yeah, that's all for today. Thank you guys. Bye bye.